I think the slab is becoming a hard slab with easily a meter to a meter and a half in thickness. And we may be transitioning to a regime where a skier may not be able to trigger it as easily as like heavy snowfall, strong winds, cornice drop. Uh,
Crowbar.
yeah, crowbar, exactly. Where you got to find the thinner spot in the slab, or you're sort of sniffing around the margins.
It's certainly not going to be in your face like it was.
No.
And what worries me, I was just reading the accident report from the fatality in Colorado. They had 20 collapses that morning. That's in your face, and that's still, for whatever reason, who knows how it went down, they still found themselves in avalanche terrain. And now around here, no one's going to get 20 collapses. It's going to be real difficult with the signs being less obvious.
From the Salt Lake City zone, I think the Butler Basin report is a little bit telling to me. 4 feet deep, 450 feet wide. Yesterday up in Upper Little Cottonwood, control work continues to pull out very large avalanches. And I mean, it's just, these are unsurvivable avalanches. So I mean, like, I don't know. For me, it's avoidance. It's still just avalanches are being triggered. These things are big. There's not much we can do right now other than just wait it out.
We're probably all in the same boat, and I think we talked about this the other night. I got to see a decent storm like perhaps tomorrow with no natural avalanche activity, and I got to go out there and look at that weak layer and see that the hand hardness is definitely increased and that I'm not getting any more propagation. And then I'll probably give it another few days after that. So, I mean, how confident are we that there's going to be some sort of accident, close call, something going on this weekend?
I think an avalanche is maybe not quite inevitable, but pretty close.
Right? Okay.
I think so too.
I think it's maybe even more dangerous that the danger isn't in your face high. No question in my mind, there's going to be lots and lots and lots of people out there. And in the Logan area, and I think most of the satellite areas, there's going to be lots and lots and lots of people testing slopes that haven't been seeing any traffic at all yet this year.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So I'm super worried. I think you guys are too.
What's interesting, Toby, is that I think some of the skiers have reported some big slides on slopes that have been heavily skied and packed in, and they're still getting avalanches there. So now we're looking at slopes that haven't seen a single track all season long.
In our favor is that there's really good snow everywhere,
Right.
even in the meadows. So there's no more sagebrush dodging. It's just really good riding conditions, just right out of the parking lot.
Oh, I was going to say that thick slab is just resting on bare dirt on south. I think that's pretty much universal.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess it depends on wind and snow, but in terms of deeper avalanches, it's looking a lot safer on south. How do we blend that into our messaging? Because it still feels like threading the needle a little bit. Like it's not just chill. You change aspect just a little bit, you're in trouble.
Right, but why not? The way you could message that, Saturday is going to be a super cold day. Why not ride Sunny Pal, keep warm there. It's back to the exit strategy, right? You throw funny things at, hey, work on your tan out in the sun on a nice low angle sunny slope. You can still have a blast with your friends. Right? Let the stuff on the north half of the compass start to settle out and gain a little strength. You'll stay warm. Set up the barbecue in the sun.
Right. It is going to be cold. So that's definitely a good strategy.
Yeah. And the thing is, you've got such great coverage now, so it's across the board, why dive into the icebox? And maybe that can just be woven in a little bit. And, there's a lot of truth to it too. You can stay warm, you can have great riding.
Yeah, certainly different than last year. Everything is covered in snow. There's a lot of options. What were you,
Yeah.
Brett? I'm sorry, what were you getting ready to say?
Oh, I was just gonna go back to the conditions here. I may still be in high danger by Saturday morning. We're gonna get another pretty good thump tomorrow. And it's already super deep. It's been really windy. So I'll probably come into good chance I'll still be in high danger on Saturday. I'm curious about what the press release, is there something going on with that?
So that went out about an hour ago.
Oh,
The work
crap.
kind of everything that we're chatting about now, just that we're concerned about a serious avalanche accident potentially happening this weekend. It's going to be the first sunny day. We've had these high winds. We've had this snow. Got that persistent weak layer. We've been seeing these avalanches in kind of unfamiliar places. So we set that out.
Guys, I just wanted to say, persistent weak layer notwithstanding, I'm looking at a decent amount of water and wind down here, and I'm still thinking we're going to have some pretty dangerous conditions with wind drifted snow 2+ feet deep. I think I'm thinking it could be quite dangerous. I'm considering going to high danger even without the concern of this persistent weak layer.
Wow.
I've had even friends ask me like, where's the storm? There's 2 inches of snow in the valley.
Yeah.
But yeah, don't forget if they're recording almost 7 inches of water at a snow study plot with those west southwest winds and westerly winds, I don't even want to take a guess to how much weight is up in those slopes. So yeah, regardless of the faceted snow, there's slopes out there that are just heavily wind loaded, and we're looking at big avalanches. I mean, yeah, I guess I don't know what more to say except that we've picked up also an inch of water in the past 3 hours in the upper Cottonwoods right now. Like it could be going off as we are having this Zoom meeting.
What are the winds doing over the next maybe 48 hours?
I believe they slow here. Eric's gonna get his butt kicked down there again.
Oh yeah, it looked like Southern Utah really gets hammered.
Yeah, it's going to crank, and it's been cranking all week. I've already got 2 to 3 foot deep drifts since Tuesday forming. And yeah, it should crank. They said it might start to back off, or it looked like it might start to back off tomorrow afternoon, but it's going to crank tonight and into the early half of Friday, or through most of the day Friday. 30, 35 gusts of 50.
Wow. Yeah, that's a problem just by itself.
And I'm thinking I'm going to get 1 inch to 1.5 inches of water by Saturday morning, starting sometime later tonight.
Wow.
Do you not think you'll see anything breaking deeper?
I don't know. Good question. So speaking of the incremental loading, it's not huge. I've had 2 inches of water since Christmas Eve is all, but most of that has fallen since Tuesday, 1.5 inches since Tuesday. And if I got another 1.5 inches on that, 3 inches of water down here spread over 4 days can do something when things are really sensitive, but they're not really sensitive. Like I haven't had reactive test results for a couple of weeks, to be honest. So I think it's unlikely that it's going to go.
Trial Lake has been in the fire hose with this, and it's really remarkable. Just looking at North Slope totals are nearly half that. Trial Lake has lit up, and southern half of the range is close to half, if not a little more shy than that. Southern half of the range actually has a lot of weak snow. So that concerns me. It's got a big rider population. The North Slope, though, I think that's where there is big, meaty avalanches that would have the potential to break to the ground, tickled in the right spot. And it's a tremendous amount of water weight. What concerns me is that the the December 15th wind slab is super strong. It's got very weak faceted snow underneath. And I think that slab will take a lot of weight before it fails. And that could lead to like a really catastrophic avalanche equation if everything lines up just properly. These zones don't normally see water like that. So like bad news short term, right? But man, good news long term.
Yeah.
And I haven't seen water numbers like that for you, Brett, in forever, man.
Yeah.
You can turn the corner and be laughing here,
Yeah.
right? Well, if we can get past this weekend, if we can kind of get, a week out, I mean, we could be really looking really good. Man, it is such a tenuous balance right now. My big concern is that mid-December slab, I saw a similar setup in 13, 14 with really deep slab avalanches. So I'm, kind of keeping that banked in the cerebral hard drive, not taking my eyes off the prize.
Yeah, so I just think for other people, like for everybody to realize like just how significant the past 8 or 9 days have been is something not to lose sight of. Even though it's been slow, like it's slow.
Yeah.
It's not like overnight.
Let's also think that those kind of colossal water numbers on a continental snowpack, if these ranges haven't already avalanche naturally, and really we don't have a good handle on that just because of visibility and travel considerations and that kind of thing, then kicking the legs out from underneath will really result in a catastrophic avalanche.
Oh, man.
Agreed.
Right?
Agreed.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, it's scary.
So I've got a question for you guys. I have not seen the water mounts. I'm not necessarily as worried about big, large avalanches. It speaks to the wide range of considerable danger that we have. And I've still been running considerable for the last 5 days or so because, you can trigger new snow avalanches and it's been possible or went for an older avalanche. And so now you get a storm with 1.5 inches of water and maybe you're not going to have widespread naturals or maybe you're not going to be triggering deep slabs. But how do you show that increase in danger without bumping it up to high?
Yeah, it's tough.
Yeah, it's tough. There's there's such a wide range of considerable. I mean, in all the danger ratings.
Yeah,
there's
every danger rating,
Yeah.
at least the lower ones.
Well, you guys, in Logan, we picked up 1.6 inches in the last 24 hours of water. And that's looking like about almost 20 inches of snow already. So we're looking at now going into a night where we get another maybe foot of snow, according to the forecast. And it's hitting us hard and fast, fast as well. Most people are staying off of the steep slopes anyway right now. But I am, like I said, I am concerned that this weekend we are ripe for avalanches. I'm hoping that we get an overnight natural cycle. And I say overnight because that will hopefully happen when nobody's out and about.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't be at all surprised if we do see some large natural avalanches in the next just couple days. And then
And so you're staying considerable then, Toby?
well, I think it's going to be considerable over the weekend. I think it's probably high tonight and maybe tomorrow here. I can see why it would be high for Brett on Saturday. And really, even though it is high, it's only high in some areas. So I think the overall danger is considerable, where people that know the way we talk about considerable can go out and have a safe, enjoyable time in the mountains. And that's the experience that we're talking about. People they just know to avoid steep north-facing slopes because they are experienced. They read our advisory. They're also, we've seen a lot more avalanche accidents in the past few years with these same users that I'm talking about, people that maybe have taken a level 1 avalanche class. anyway, I do think we'll have an accident this weekend, but at the same time, I know there'll be hundreds of people that get out there and have a great time safely as well.
It seems like an accident could be possible in any of the regions, really. It's pretty wild to see that widespread of danger across the entire state.